Hi everybody, welcome to my channel, Chunks of Love, little chunks of my life that I love and want to share. Today's video is going to be on my 7-day induction with my first and only child, right now, my son. So at 38 weeks, I had been going for a few months for the no stress tests, and he wasn't moving enough for them to feel comfortable with me leaving. So we started doing ultrasounds every Friday. I believe I went on Tuesdays and Fridays. So week 38 rolled around. I had my normal ultrasound no stress test on Tuesday. It looked totally fine. He was healthy, heart rate was good, everything was good. Friday, I went in and they're like, oh, his sac is really low on fluid. Let me go get the doctor. So they went and got the doctor, and the doctor looked and they're like, yep, you're gonna go have a baby. And I was like, all right. Wasn't ready. Bags weren't in the car. Didn't have things scheduled for work. Everything was kind of like, oh, okay, baby time. So it was our first baby, so I was really scared, and it was kind of a weird feeling, like I might have a baby, you know. So I'm gonna go through my written portion to go through what I remembered. So sorry if I look down a little bit. So I went to the emergency room, the labor and delivery unit, and I was there from Friday to Monday. And when I got there, I started a cervidil, which is like a little piece of paper that they put next to your cervix, and it's supposed to help you dilate, because I was not dilated at all. So those are 12 hours, and I did 2 of them. It was not working. And you're not allowed to walk or move around or do anything. So that was really hard, just to lay there and not do anything. That didn't work. So then we went on to the 4-hour dissolving cervix softeners. Those didn't work. I did 4 rounds of those. So I had done 2 12-hour cervidils and 4 4-hour cervix softeners. That didn't work. I was still 1 centimeter dilated. They tried to put a water catheter between my cervix and the vagina canal. So one balloon goes on the back side of the cervix, and it's and that one's filled with air, and then the one that's in the vagina canal is filled with water, and it's supposed to like kind of pop out once your cervix is dilated. They couldn't even get that in there, so we continued on trying other stuff. Let's see, his heart rate and everything was great. Didn't have any problems. So eventually Monday rolled around, and they were like, well, let's recheck you, let's get the ultrasound down here, let's check and see, because the baby's fine, you're doing fine, everything looks fine. So they checked it, and they're like, oh yeah, 100%, you have the water's back in the sac, he's totally fine, okay, you can go home. So I ended up going home on Monday. So that brought me to my week 39. And I was just tired and feeling really big, but I had a really good pregnancy. So it was pretty normal day. So Tuesday again, I went in, totally fine. Everything looked great. And then they had me go in on Friday, and I got looked at again, and they were like, no, his water's at like 3%. You need to go have him right now. The placenta's starting to fail. Like the doctor was upset that they let me go home. So I was like, all right. So we went back. The first day that I was there, I just was in just a room. They didn't have any beds open for me yet. So I was on the labor and delivery unit, but I wasn't in my own room yet. So then day 2, I got my Cervidil, another dose of Cervidil, at 4:30 a.m. So that was just a long night of kind of waiting and getting set up, and then my Cervidil. And that didn't work. So day 3, I was frustrated. My husband was frustrated. We were getting worried that the baby was starting to suffer because he wasn't getting the nutrition from the placenta, and his heart rate was starting to drop as he moved and was on his cord. So everybody started to get kind of irritated and upset. We started discussing a C-section, and they said, well, if things don't start to progress, then we will consider a C-section. So then, let's see. We decided to keep trying to do the natural birth, and it just wasn't going anywhere. I didn't have, it wasn't dilated more than like a centimeter. At that point, I was really tired of having all the different nurses come and check me, and the doctors, and it was a lot. So then, let's see. So we finally got the catheter in. I needed some pain meds to get that in, which I didn't enjoy at all. I felt really loopy and uncomfortable. But we finally got the catheter in, and I had that in for several hours. That didn't work. I was still at a centimeter. So they decided to take that out. We tried Pitocin. Pitocin didn't work. I was still at a centimeter and a half, if that, depending upon how big the nurse's hands were. And then his heart rate dropped, and they're like, okay, if it drops one more time, we're gonna have a C-section. And so we had that discussion. Within like 3 minutes, the nurses came in and were getting me ready for my emergency C-section. So I then had an epidural, which was fantastic. I didn't feel anything. And then I just went numb, and that was amazing. So my husband didn't get to cut the cord or do anything like that. It was like a 3-minute C-section. He was out. And he was perfectly healthy, no problems or anything like that. So that was really good. And towards the end of the C-section, I started to freak out. So they knocked me out completely. And so when I woke up, I was really loopy again and didn't really know a whole lot of what was going on. And I missed a lot of things, the skin to skin. My husband did. My mom was there a few hours later. It was an interesting induction. So altogether, 7 days. With just hours and hours of waiting with no positive results. So I would have another baby in a heartbeat, though. So that is my induction story, and I hope you all enjoyed it. There will be more videos to come, so if you can like and subscribe in the subscribe corner, that would be great. Hope everyone has a good day. Thanks for watching. Bye.